Hi, Paul Hefty here with the Triangle O football system. I want to talk about our youth program installation, specifically where we're going to do zone RPOs. Coaching point here, you only really have two plays to learn. And what we're going to show here is that revolves around an inside and an outside zone. So a couple teaching points. Teaching point number one, the O-line this way then will always block towards the play call. The reason we use zone blocking is we don't have any linemen pulling, and we simply have them go towards the play call. Teaching point number two, the skills then on the back end will run multiple plays using just those two blocking schemes. So this is how you can have a whole offense with only two blocking schemes up front. And then teaching point number three, these are all run pass option reads. The reason we do this is now you can get everyone involved, everyone can get the ball, and we can attack across the whole defensive front and in the secondary, again, going back to just using these two blocking schemes of an inside zone and outside zone. So let's take a look. All right, what we want to do here now is give you a visual down in the bottom right-hand corner of how we can attack multiple ways by using just those two blocking schemes. And then on the left is how we teach it. That's probably the most important. We use a 3x3 process. We're going to do a 3-step install using 3 different phases or methods in practice. The reason we do this is you can compartmentalize the learning, and then at the end, go ahead and apply that to game-like situations and experiences. All right, so first off, what you see here is this is a 2x2 formation. We want to install things all out of 2x2 because it's easier to see the defense. They must be balanced up to you. Second thing is in the upper right-hand corner, you can see now the breakdown. We first have our zone RPOs, which is a split zone. That's the inside zone. So when we say split zone, that's inside zone. And then stretch zone is our outside. And then backdoor, all that means is we're running counter type action away from the H-back or to the back side. You can see then tagged with each of them is the different RPO routes we'll use terms. The pass protection will introduce a quick pocket pass, but then we do run action passes is what you'll build around. Run action pass is the idea where you're going to still use your run blocking schemes of inside and outside zone with the offensive line, but they'll stay on the line of scrimmage, and we are now going to pass the ball. So that's what we mean by run action pass. And then you can see the different route concepts we're using with each of those. With the diagram down below, then you can kind of see the attack points. Split zone is right up the gut. You can see stretch zone then is off tackle to outside towards the H-back. Then you can see the different routes and so forth, and the backdoor concepts that we get building off of all of those all the way to 4 verticals for a passing game. All right, some youth program shotgun snap concerns and questions, and then answers to those questions. Concern: no way young centers are going to be able to do a shotgun snap 5 yards deep. The question is then, how can we teach them to do this shotgun snap and execute it consistently? Answer: use simple sound teaching process and method. Number one, we're going to teach the centers to execute both a spiral and dead snap technique. This allows each individual to figure out what works best for them. Number two, you're going to teach all the linemen to shotgun snap, and you'll do this by starting your fundamental period for 2 minutes. Everybody's going to work on snap. I would argue that at all levels now with these spread offenses, your best lineman needs to be the center. Number three, then, we can teach under center for the quarterback to run all the triangle plays here, and we just simply use a UConn call. Again, we don't need to be a purist. We can do both if that's what you're most comfortable with. And again, to give you an out if you're having trouble early on with snaps. All right, with youth programs, I want to go through a couple RPO concerns and questions that often come up and then provide you with some answers. First concern I always get is no way a young quarterback's going to be able to do reads. Question is then, how can we teach quarterbacks to pre and post snap read correctly? The answer here is we'll use a simple sound teaching process and method. Number one, we teach the quarterback to see if there is ANA. That stands for access or no access to throw to those receivers on the outside on the perimeter pre-snap. If we have access to throw, that means that these outside hanging linebackers commonly are in the run box. Hence, you have an opportunity to throw the football or have access to throw the football. Second, we teach the QB with all RPOs with the read sequence. When in doubt, just give to the back. So if there's a gray area, they're not sure, pre-snap and post-snap, just give it to the back. And as long as we understand that as coaches and players, we can be somewhat on the same page. Number three, we can teach the QB to see an alert signal or call from the coach if there is access. So if you have a quarterback who's struggling being able to see ANA, if there's access or no access, he's struggling with pre and post snap reads, after the play is called, if you see there is access, or as a coach, you want them to think pass first, making the RPO essentially a PRO, you simply put your pointer on the side of your eye, which signals him, hey, alert, alert, there's access. And typically, young quarterbacks then will take that as a cue to throw the football. The nice thing is here, you're now on the same page in your communication with the plays on what you want in the decision process. Last, when you're working with your QB and your backs, this is imperative. You as a coach have to be the read key defender on the defensive side, and this holds two important values here. You can manipulate the read you want to give them, and then you can also see the quarterback's eyes, what he's seeing and what he's doing. The biggest problem you're going to run into is quarterbacks have their head down or not focusing on that quarterback or on that defender as he's making those QB read decisions. This way you'll see it. Once you train his eyes, then you can make good decisions. And then we always fall back to this three-step process so that we can be on the same page. All right, let's do an overview then of the youth program zone install. It is a two-step process built around, again, these core RPOs of split and stretch zone. You can see then you can add additional concepts that fit your team and or are appropriate for the level you're at. Step one is your split zone RPO. Again, this is a pre-snap run pass option. What makes it split zone is the offensive line's all going to go towards the call, but the H-back will split across the formation and block that backside defensive end. The quarterback here is going to pre-snap, see if he has access or leverage to throw the ball to the bubble or the out. If he does, he throws it. If he doesn't on pre-snap, then it is going to be a give all the way. That's what makes this a great, easy start. It's a pre-snap read for your quarterbacks, good at any level. Then we can build off of that is a classic zone read, which we call slice. The H-back now is going to go past that defensive end as he splits across and go up and block the first outside linebacker. With that happening now, the quarterback will still do his pre-snap read of a run pass option, but then he will post-snap. If it's not have access to throw, he will post-snap read that defensive end that we're not reading and then be able to give it to the back or keep it out the back door following the H-back's block, making that a run option, RRO. Doing that same action, we can have the H-back then do a split run screen option where he's going to go again past that defensive end as he splits across, but then go straight down the line of scrimmage to the flats where the quarterback again will post-snap now. This is post-snap read all the way, that defensive end. He can give it to the back, or if the defensive end goes down on the back, now he's going to throw this screen out in the flats to the H-back. RSO run screen option. Last then, with step one is you can start to introduce your pocket passes. We call it a now pocket pass because this is our quick pass game where the quarterback takes no drop. He's just going to simply catch, pivot, set, and throw. We'll build this around a speed out to one side and then what I call looky routes, which essentially are slants to the other. This is a nice core concept because you have a zone beater with the outs and you have a man or blitz beater on one side with the slants. Step two then is our stretch zone RPO, which is an outside zone. This is a post-snap RPO all the way, where we actually read the Mike backer, the middle backers. If they blitz hard, play side to the outside, then we'll go ahead and pull that and throw backside, hot over, and a glance route, you'll see. Now, where we can really build off of this to attack against across the whole front now is we can do what's called a backdoor stretch zone. All this is right now with our split zone and our stretch zone, we are running the ball towards the H-backs alignment. With backdoor, this means now we're going to run this away from the H-backs alignment. So with backdoor stretch, we call this a jab counter. The running back will jab in towards the quarterback, get the ball, and then counter back away from the H-back side. The O-line is still just running stretch zone blocking, and we still use our post-snap RPO read on the Mike backer. Again, building off of this stretch zone blocking, and this is a great example of scaffolding technique, is now we can go to our sprint out pass or a movement pass, but our offensive line just continues to use sprint or a stretch zone blocking. They just stay on the line of scrimmage, and now we run some sprint slide routes outside. Lastly, then we can go into our run action pass as we talked before. Again, this is where we're going to go ahead and do split zone or stretch zone run blocking schemes, but we are going to stay on the line of scrimmage, and then we can run what's called a stutter bubble and go and a pray for post we'll show you. Last is classic play action pass, 4 verts off the air raid concept, where we're just going to go ahead and fake that back right up in the middle, power pocket pass we call this, and then 4 verticals to attack 3 deep defenders. You'll have them outnumbered, and there's a big reason we like to have that as a core concept as you build your offense. Hope this makes it simple for you. Again, everything builds around split zone RPO and stretch zone RPO, but we can do all these multiple things and evolve as you see fit for your team and your level. Thanks.